trying to be better at a sport, and instead of investing in their players, in the training facilities, in who can coach these players in certain defensive tactics, offensive tactics, overall tactics, they just rid of the players who are willing to speak up and offer constructive criticism. This is what the players are dealing with, and this is why they'll never win the World Cup. So Prince Boateng is one of Ghana's not OG, but like he's an older football player that he was well known, played for an abroad country. I think he played for Germany, fact check, but I think he played for Germany. So he was used to formation, he was used to plays, he was used to reading the field in certain ways that allowed everyone to play together as a team. It's a very different kind of play style when you play for a formal team like Argentina or Brazil or Germany or France or any of that. They have a formation, they play cohesively. But the crazy part is, like, when you look at the developing countries, they call them today, or I call them third world countries, because they stay that way. They're not developing, they're staying that way for certain reasons, economic reasons that we can't call. I can't honestly in truth call them developing countries, because they're not developing. It's been the same problem ever since they had their independence. Look at Haiti, look at Ghana, look at Nigeria, look at all the good places, some of the good places they say in Africa. It's like, man, they're really not developing. They're still struggling. But I think this video lays something out that I've been thinking for years, and no one has said it. Maybe some videos have, but no one has said it. And he lays it plain out. Maybe because his contract or his NDA is over and now he could freely talk about it. But it's dark, man. Check it out.
Thought we're going to lose every game in the group stage. Coming to the national team of Ghana was a big choice in my career. Big choice. It had a lot of waves in the world because I always played for Germany till the under 21s.
Germany.
It was a complete culture shock for me. You know, I knew Ghanaian people, but they already adapt to the German ways a little bit, but I didn't know the real deal, the real Ghanaian way. That's like, come whenever you want, eat whenever you want, dance and sing the whole time.
You get it? Like he's explaining it so far. The way third world or developing countries, to be honest, I just want to call them third world from now on, to just not politically correct or whatever, because I'm from one of these places. I know what goes on there. I hear news all the time. So from here on out, I'm just going to call them third world countries. They want to change the vocabulary to change your perspective, but I'm going to stick to what they actually are. Third world countries. Anyway, he's giving you a stark picture of how they operate. You know how they say maybe someone runs on black people time? This is exactly why. Because when you go into a third world country or country that's not as developed, the way they operate with time is vastly different from a formal culture such as the United States or maybe some European countries. He said Germany. So they operate on a different kind of timeline. So you get to I played soccer in high school. So you get to practice, you warm up, you make sure you have everything done, and with your warm up, with your stretches, all of that stuff, you have all of that kind of ready to go by the time the coaches get there. When the coaches get there, you guys better not be now putting on your shoes and stuff. Like, there's a culture around how you're supposed to behave when it comes to the sport. But like he just pointed out, when you talk about someone like, specifically, he's talking about Ghana, it's different, man. You get there, and from what he's saying, it seems like everyone's just kind of chilling, like just kind of doing their thing. So already he could tell that things were off. All right. But it gets weirder, because personally, if you're going to play a sport on a high tier level against like Argentina or France, you can't have that kind of culture. Sure, have it after practice, have it after you're not playing the sport, but the sport is designed, or you can design your players and the way you play in a way that makes you play the sport to a really high degree, and it has everything to do with the culture around how people interact with the sport. And off it, he's not seeing that at all. Like, these people are kind of just free balling it. If you actually watch some of the clips of Ghana playing, whenever I watch them, it's so cringy, it's so hard to watch, because the people they're playing against are so high tier in terms of how they treat the sport. Not the people, but how the people treat the sport. What level of investment they put into making sure you're able to read the field and understand what kind of plays being run. Not that they run plays, but you understand the movements of how different people operate and what they're going to do and stuff like that. Like, all of that stuff matters, but not to these kind of countries. You'll hear more.
So I had to get used to that, but we had a great chemistry. The team was unbelievable. It was a supportive team. When I met them, I thought we're going to lose every game in the group stage because
Doesn't that say something? Doesn't that say something about someone who comes from one of the more prominent countries that plays football or soccer? Like Germany is the country that like they take soccer pretty seriously. When you're talking about the regular season stuff, you're talking about these teams like they bleed the games. Like they drink, they go to the bars, they make sure they're chanting. These are the kinds of things that you see when it comes to that. Go to a developing country, a third world country, and tell me what you see when it comes to the clubs playing sports or the support that they get from their home fan base. It's not even close. The reason why these countries don't perform well at the World Cup super elite level is because of how they're treated at home. It has nothing to do with skill level. Yes, you have super athletes who come from these developing third world countries. But when it comes to how the sport is actually played when you get on the field, night and day when it comes to the R&D that's put into play, the research and development that's put into play for these players, it is starkly, like I'm telling you, I came from Ghana and I straight went into high school soccer. Whoa, what am I doing here wearing football cleats to play soccer? Yeah, it was that bad because I didn't even understand anything about the sport. Of course, if I grew up on it, like if I was always looking at Ronaldinho when he was playing, when he was still playing then, Ronaldo, Pele, not playing then, but everyone knows who Pele is, maybe I would have understood what soccer cleats are. But that's how stripped, that's how far removed you are from the content of actual formal soccer. It's so far removed from these countries. And so when they get on the World Cup stage to perform and they have all of their people cheering them on, yeah, go Nigeria. Yeah, go Ghana. No, they're never, ever going to win. Go South Africa. They're never, ever going to win. And I feel like the World Cup is a stage where they can make people gather around and just siphon money from these countries and these people who support their teams. No, they're not really doing that. They're not really invested in these third world countries performing well on the big stage. It's not about that at all. It's about the hype. When you get caught on the hype train, oh man, can you believe Ghana beat this team? Ghana beat Croatia? Great. Like Ghana make it to the finals. Let's see them actually do something. It's never going to happen. Again, we haven't even gotten to the crazy part of this video. Just wait.
Because we were not playing together, there was no team spirit at the beginning. Everybody just came and then they flashy and with their cars and everybody enjoyed life. No one took it serious. And I was there like trying to stretch and get warm. They were just shooting the ball around, playing football, tennis, laughing, joking. Asamoah Gyan was just dancing the whole time. I said, brother, you a professional dancer or are you a footballer,
Are you a footballer? Yeah. Like listen to his words, man. Like this is someone who was actually on the team. Ghana is one of the better performing third world country teams. I don't even know if Ghana's second world or third world, but they're not in the first world. It's not that great of a country when it comes to economically how things are handled for the people. Not at all. Not at all, man. It's not great. I am But anyway, he was on that team and he's saying like these guys don't take the sport as seriously as they should. Like I'm sure everyone went to high school or something with a super smart kid. That's all they did is study and all of these things. You go up to talk to one of these kids and it's like, man, do you know how to socialize? Right? So you're talking about education. So you have the super social people who don't really care about education. You have the super smart people who only care about education. And you have the people somewhat in the middle getting C's and B's. They're not really getting the super A's, A pluses. They're not failing or like close to failing. They're right in the middle somewhere. And when you're talking about the World Cup, you're talking about the elites of elites. You're talking about the A plus students, the people who aren't socially aware. They just focus on being good at the sport. But when it comes to these third world countries, because I think there's a sense of we're not gonna win, we're not gonna go that far because these people are way beyond us. They're just like, whatever, man. You're not gonna go to the European League and mess around like that. They're gonna trade you. They're gonna trade you to a lower tier team. The freak you mean you come around dancing with your car, hype, playing tennis with the soccer ball.
But the World Cup came, first game, I saw the people, they changed.
Really?
Locked in. Everybody was ready, focused, concentrated. We came out the bus, everybody's dancing, chicka, chicka, chicka.
Yeah.
And if you see, there's a video of me, maybe you can have that video one day, where we come off the bus, the whole team is dancing and playing drums. I have my headphones on, I'm in a tunnel. because I have the German mentality. I'm playing a big game today, World Cup. So I'm like stressed like this. And the Ghanaian people is like, what is wrong with him? He's pouring down our spirit. He's not happy. He's not, but I was just a different kind of guy.
Yes.
The moment we hit that field, it was a different team. Like, this is when I looked at them and was like, well, okay, we're getting serious. And then we became like a even closer team because we performed really, really good.
I think that's nonsense. I think that's complete nonsense because you play how you practice. So if in the practice you're BSing around, right? You're shooting the crap. You don't really care. It's like, yeah, let's get our muscle warmed up and let's get this in. And then when we get on the big stage, now let's switch it up. Let's kick it into gear. You're gonna lose every game. And it shows too, because Ghana is one of those teams that it's like, you guys do really well when you play on the big stages. You just don't get very far because it shows. Like on the backside, like you guys aren't putting in the work, so it shows. You can't play against a formal, structured team like Argentina and hope to win. Like how they play, their play style, you guys don't play like that. And to be really good at something, you have to look at someone who's done the thing really well and kind of copy them a little bit. But Ghana doesn't play like that at all. They just whatever, kicking the ball, running, speed, power, like, nah, dude, power and speed don't really take down people. Technicality, understanding positioning on the field, it's all kinds of things that these third world countries don't have. So they're never ever going to make it to the top of the World Cup. They will not. Because the people who invest in the players to come together and play for the country, they're not invested in. So now I know I waited till the end to show you this, but this is a little bit of a piece of treasure for you. If you stuck around for the end of the video, this is what is actually going to blow your mind, because I think people who are interested in talking about everything around the World Cup should definitely know this video from someone who was in the World Cup on a third world country team, play for them, and this is the outcome. This was actually a really big deal when he came on and said this. I don't know which year he said this, but I'm just going to be quiet and let the video play and let your mind be blown based off everything that I've said. Let me know your thoughts below.
I got kicked out from the national team and from Schalke in the same season.
So why'd you get kicked out of Ghana?
Because I spoke with the president about payments and organization, so I criticized them.
Mm-hmm.
No, in front of them. Okay. Like we had a meeting and I criticized them and I said they can't treat us like that because we know how much money they make and they should invest in the organization and give the player the money they deserve. So they didn't like that. They kicked me out.
Sometimes when you speak the truth, huh?
Yeah, it's like, and they put a letter under my door. Oh. I took the letter and do you know what? It was 6 a.m. at the World Cup 2014 in Brazil. They kicked me out at the World Cup. And the day we played Portugal, in the morning, 6 a.m, they put a letter under my door. I take that letter, I just put it away. I went back to sleep. My phone starts ringing from Germany.
I got to stop this real quick because playing Portugal and getting rid of one of your more formal players who understands the sport as a whole, getting rid of one of your better players to give you a better opportunity against Portugal. But mind you, Portugal is the team Ronaldo is on. Cristiano Ronaldo, that's the team that he's on. That's his national team. And they kicked this guy off because of this.
They can't treat us like that because we know how much money they make and they should invest in the organization. Germany, a friend of mine, a journalist, and I was like, yeah, what's up? Hey, what's wrong? I said, nothing. You got kicked out, no?
Wow.
I said, what?
That is,
and the letter's still over there.
No, bro. And I tell him, I'm telling him, he's like, nah, I'm not kicked out. What you mean? He said, yes, everyone in the news here, they called us. So I said, give me 1 second. I put down the phone, I take the letter, and then it says, you're out. I said, yeah, I'm kicked out. I called him back. I said, yeah, they kicked me out. Yeah, they kicked me out. They said, leave the hotel in 15 minutes and give like your card back and everything. And I was like, wow.
Crazy.
What game was
They're treating him like the absolute trash that he's not, as though people take playing for their national teams for the place that they were born. People play for those countries and they take it very seriously. Like, that's my country. I know I play for Germany. I was born or whatever and raised in Germany, and I played for them, until I was 21. But man, like, Ghana is part of my bloodline. I'm trying to play for them and have them do really well. This is my country. This is part of my identity. And then you're like, hey, can you pay us a little bit better than you are? and then they send you a letter, not even 12 hours, because they had this meeting at night, not even 12 hours, the next morning, playing against a huge team, one of the better teams back then. And like, yeah, pack up in 15 minutes and get out of here. I don't know if you guys actually understand how sickening this is. This is a third world country trying to be better at a sport. And instead of investing in their players, in the training facilities, in who can coach these players in certain defensive tactics, offensive tactics, overall tactics, they just rid of the players who are willing to speak up and offer constructive criticism. This is what the players are dealing with. And this is why they'll never win the World Cup, because all the money that they make for these teams, for these coaches, for these trainers, whatever have you, is being siphoned into someone else's pockets. And if you dare speak up, you piece of trash living in this trash country, we're going to get rid of you and you have no say. This is why they will never win the World Cup. This is why every year is going to be the same couple of teams winning the World Cup, because these countries don't give a crap about their people. It's evil what these countries are doing. They hide it under the guise of support you. Look, man, they have artists making music, like theme songs for these people to go and play. Ghana, they're making theme songs like, yeah, look at our team. Like, yeah, we're going to do it big this year. No, the heck you're not. Sit back down, boy. Wait until 50 years from now where the country becomes a better country so they can like support. Because I say this not to say, like, someone will say this is just soccer. No, this is the face of the country. You're representing the country. So consistently you go to the World Cup and lose, people are not even going to pay attention. You're nothing in anyone's eyes because you can't even perform well. And then you dig in a little bit and then you find out that the country, the people that handle this are trash. Like the president could definitely could have stepped in and been like, hey, you guys need to treat these people better. They are our representation. When they go out into the World Cup field and play for us, you need to treat them better. But they don't care. It's all about money for these people. You guys need to get that in your head. The World Cup isn't about the best team. The World Cup is about who invests in their players the most and look to get, because once you win the World Cup, guess what? You win millions of monies, whatever currency, you win millions of it. And then you get to invest for the next time the World Cup takes place, and you give the players more money. You allow them to have more engagement with the community and all of that. None of that is ever going to happen. But let's keep watching this because this is so mind-blowing how it unfolded.
When was this in the World Cup?
Was the third game in the group stage. So if we win, we go through. We lose, we go out.
When was the meeting before this? The night before?
The day before. The night before. So me and Muntari arguing with the president. So I come out of my room. I go knock on the door. I say, Sule. He said, yeah, me too.
No.
They kicked us both out at the game day.
Wow. What?
Yeah. Game
So
day.
did any of the other players speak up? Or
No one.
this is the shit I don't like. You know, when you're going out and rolling your sleeves up with your teammates, yeah, and you're doing something together, and one of your guys is getting like suppressed or treated a bad way.
I was even fighting for the team, you know. I didn't fight for
not
myself.
for yourself.
No one.
Wow.
Swear it down.
Get Gary
So you
up
just
on
say
Yeah.
they just
Did you speak to anyone? Did you any of your
Yeah, I
teammates?
saw
like-
them going out with my luggage. Like worst moment, bro. You just walk away from the World Cup with your luggage, and Muntari in the back. I'll kill everybody. So we're walking out, and the guy's like, "Oh, bro, I'm so sorry." They're like, "Should we talk to them?" I said, "Bro, if you want to talk to them, you spoke to them already." And I said, the real team would say, "We're all not playing.
Yeah.
They're staying. Even if you don't play us, just keep us on the bench.
Yeah.
Don't make a big fuss around it, you know." Yeah, they kicked us out, so we left and went to our families.
On match day as well.
Match day.
If the team would have said, "Psh, yeah,
Yeah,
treat them like that."
Exactly.
You're in.
yeah, they could, yeah.
How are you with the Ghanaian FA now?
We're okay.
Yeah.
They wanted me to apologize. I don't know if
No, they're not. No, they're not okay. He's not okay with them because on a human level, he understands how evil that is to just have these people wanting to play for their country and do all of these great things for their country and giving them trash payout. Like if you want some of the best players in the world, you have to pay them and treat them like they're the best players in the world, right? Think about this. If you can tell someone in the middle of the World Cup, bro, in the middle of the World Cup, you're not playing anymore, leave the hotel in 15 minutes, let alone have them leave less than 12 hours after bringing up constructive criticism. You don't care about them. They mean nothing to you. This is obviously just a money grab, and that's all it'll be for these countries, is a money grab. They don't care about the players. No, it's not about that at all. It's not about the love of the sport. It's money. That's all it's ever been. You have great players who come from these individual countries, but the country itself, they don't care.
for what, and I want them to apologize, so both sides don't apologize. but the country is beautiful. They love football, so I can't speak bad about them.
Huh?
What? And I want them to apologize, so both sides don't apologize. But the country is beautiful. They love football, so
the country is beautiful and they love football, so I can't say anything bad about them. It's not about the country. It's about the people managing the country. And I think that's the problem here, is he can't speak out about them. He can't speak. He's not cool with the FA guy, like he said. He's not. I don't think there's any part of this world where he would be cool with that guy for making such a horrible decision because of money. Like the day that people begin, and I think people are starting to catch on, actually, based on, there's a lot of like things coming out about the World Cup and Messi and how it's rigged and all of these things. But the day that people begin to catch on that this isn't about the love of the game, this is about the love of money and the evil things that go on behind closed doors that we all don't get to see. Yeah, but we still see the same people winning the World Cup over and over again, the same formal English countries winning the World Cup. Look, man, that's how rigged it is. If this is something you haven't come across before, let me know your thoughts below. I want to hear from you. So like the video, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.